In this video, we're diving into what it really means to secure your Bluehost website and why it matters for your online presence. What's going on, everyone? My name's Eric Hunsaker, and on this channel, we cut through the fluff to help you stay safe online and build digital confidence. Now, have you ever wondered why some websites have that little padlock symbol and others don't up in the URL bar? Or why some sites seem to withstand malware attacks while others crumble under the pressure? Today, we're going to explore the simple steps anyone can take to strengthen their site's defenses. Why website security matters. So before we jump into the technical steps, let's talk about why security is so crucial. Now, when someone visits your site, they trust you with their information, whether it's their email address, a contact form submission, or payment details. That data needs protection. Without proper safeguards, hackers can intercept or steal data, leaving your visitors vulnerable and your reputation damaged. Furthermore, search engines like Google prioritize secure sites in search rankings, meaning that improving your security can also improve your visibility. The basics of SSL. Let's start with SSL, which stands for Secure Sockets Layer. So SSL is a cryptographic protocol that encrypts data between a user's browser and your web server. When you see that HTTPS in a URL, the S stands for secure, indicating an SSL certificate is active. What's great about Bluehost is it provides a free SSL certificate with most plans, but you still need to activate it. To do so, just log into your Bluehost dashboard, navigate to the My Sites tab, choose your site, and locate the SSL section. You'll see options to enable or assign the certificate. Bluehost usually handles the heavy lifting, but you may need to validate the domain via email or a DNS record, especially if you purchased a third-party certificate. So let's just take a look at that real quick. Once you're logged into your Bluehost account, we'll click on websites over here and we'll choose a website that we want to manage. So I'll go ahead and choose this one here, this North Bay Homes directory. We'll click manage, and here we can see that the SSL is secure. So we can click manage there, or we can come here to security, and again, we can see this here. So we could click on this. We could view the SSL logs, generate the CSR, or upload an SSL. And here we have the SSL manager, so we could click on that. And this is where you can go ahead and manage all your SSL for all your different websites. So an SSL certificate works like a secret handshake between your site and its visitors. When a visitor arrives, their browser asks the server for proof that it's really your site. The certificate provides a kind of digital ID, and once verified, a secure channel opens. This encrypted tunnel ensures that any data, such as login credentials or payment information, can't be read by snoopers. Now, there are different types of SSL certificates. There's domain validated, or DV certificates, and they verify that you own the domain, while organization validated, or OV, and extended validation, or EV certificates require additional documentation, providing even more trust. For most small businesses, a DV certificate is sufficient, but if you handle really sensitive data or you just want to boost your credibility, consider an OV or an EV certificate. Enabling HTTPS. So once your SSL certificate is active, you need to force your site to use HTTPS. Without enforcement, visitors could still access the insecure version of your site. So on WordPress installations via Bluehost, you can modify the site address in the settings or use a plugin to automatically redirect all traffic to HTTPS. If you're comfortable editing your .htaccess file, you can add a few lines of code to create a permanent redirect. And don't worry if this sounds daunting. Bluehost support documentation and many tutorials walk you through that process step by step. The main key here is just to test your site afterward to ensure that everything loads correctly and no resources like images or scripts are still being served via HTTP. Building a backup strategy. Security isn't just about preventing breaches. It's also about preparing for worst case scenarios. Backups act as a safety net when things go wrong. Having a recent backup means you can restore your site quickly without losing valuable work. Bluehost offers built-in backup options, but the specifics depend on your hosting plan. Using Bluehost's built-in tools. So within the Bluehost control panel, you'll find a section for backups and restore options. You can manually create a backup by clicking a button, naming your backup, and waiting while Bluehost packages your files and database. To restore, just select an existing backup and initiate the process. It's important to note that some plans may retain only the most recent backup. So don't rely solely on this method. Backups are typically stored in the same server environment, which means they could be compromised if your entire server is affected by malware or hardware failure. So inside of Bluehost, let's take a quick look at their built-in backup tools. So under this same area where we just were, next to security, you'll see backups. So here are some different options here. You can go ahead and install Jetpack. So this is the best real-time WordPress backup plugin, or CodeGuard. This is another good option as well. Third-party backup plugins. Now, because of these limitations, many site owners turn to third-party backup plugins. Plugins like Updraft Plus, Jetpack Backup, or CodeGuard offer some more flexibility. They can schedule backups daily, weekly, or even hourly, and store the copies off-site. So choose a plugin that allows easy one-click restoration, file selection, and automated notifications. While many plugins offer free versions, investing in a premium plan often gives you incremental backups, real-time monitoring, and dedicated support, which can be worth the cost if your site is mission critical. Manual backups and verification. Another option is to perform manual backups. This involves downloading your site files via the file manager in Bluehost cPanel, or using FTP and exploring your database through phpMyAdmin. While manual backups give you complete control, they require a lot more technical effort and discipline. If you choose this route, schedule regular reminders to perform backups and store them on a separate device or cloud storage. Always verify that your backup is complete by testing it on a staging site. Nothing's worse than relying on a backup that doesn't actually work. Updating software and plugins. Keeping your software up to date is one of the simplest yet most effective security measures. Hackers often exploit known vulnerabilities in outdated themes, plugins, and CMS versions. WordPress frequently releases updates to patch security issues, so don't ignore those update notifications. Likewise, ensure that any plugins or themes that you use come from reputable sources and are actively maintained. Delete any plugins or themes that you no longer need, because abandoned software can become an easy entry point for attackers. When updating, follow a few best practices. First, back up your site. Then update one item at a time and test for issues. If something breaks, you can identify the culprit easily. Also, keep your local computer software secure. Malware on your personal device can steal passwords or inject malicious code while you're managing your site. Automated updates versus manual updates. Now, WordPress offers automatic updates for minor releases, but you can enable auto updates for plugins and themes as well. This convenience reduces the window of vulnerability between a patch release and you applying it. However, auto updates carry the risk that a faulty update could break your site when you're not around to fix it. Many managed WordPress hosts provide staging environments at no extra costs. Bluehost advanced plans sometimes include staging sites, so check your plan's features. Enhanced login security. Attacks on website logins are common. Brute force attacks involve automated bots attempting thousands of password combinations until they guess correctly. To combat this, start with strong passwords. Long, unpredictable strings that include letters, numbers, and symbols. Avoid using the same password across multiple sites. If remembering complex passwords is challenging, I recommend you use a password manager to generate and store them securely. Enabling two-factor authentication. Two-factor authentication, or known as 2FA, adds an extra layer of security by requiring a second proof of identity when logging in. After entering your username and password, you'll receive a one-time code via email, text, or an authenticator app. Without this code, an attacker cannot access your account even if they know your password. So to enable 2FA on your Bluehost account, log in, navigate to the security settings, and follow the prompts to set up your preferred method. Once enabled, each login attempt will require the second verification. It's a simple step that dramatically reduces the likelihood of unauthorized access. Okay, so to go ahead and enable two-factor authentication, you want to come up here, click on your profile, and then click on My Profile. And then we'll scroll down here, and under security here, this is where you can go ahead and activate two-step verification. That's the two-factor authentication. You can activate it there, as well as add a recovery email and a trusted phone number. Limiting login attempts and IP blocking. Plugins like WordFence and iThemes Security allow you to limit login attempts and block suspicious IP addresses automatically. Limiting login attempts means that after a certain number of incorrect guesses, the user or bot will be temporarily locked out. This deters brute force attacks by making them far less efficient. IP blocking takes this a step further by permanently permanently banning addresses that exhibit malicious behavior. Using a web application firewall. A web application firewall filters and monitors HTTP traffic between a web application and the internet. A web application firewall can help prevent common attacks like SQL injection, cross-site scripting, and DDoS attacks. Many third-party security plugins integrate a web application firewall. When choosing a web application firewall service, consider performance impact, ease of use, and whether it offers real-time monitoring. Monitoring and incident response. Even with preventative measures in place, it's possible that your site could be targeted. Monitoring tools alert you when suspicious activity occurs. Security plugins can send notifications if files exchange unexpectedly, new administrator accounts appear, or unusual traffic spikes occur. Regular scans look for known malware signatures and vulnerabilities. The sooner you know about a problem, the faster you can respond. If an incident occurs, don't panic. First, take your site offline temporarily to prevent further damage. Next, restore from your most recent clean backup. If you suspect data theft, inform affected users and update your passwords immediately. Consider hiring a security professional if the breach is severe. After recovery, review what went wrong and strengthen your defenses accordingly. Staying informed. Cybersecurity is an evolving field. New threats emerge constantly and best practices change over time. So to stay ahead, subscribe to newsletters or blogs from trusted sources like security vendors and industry experts. Bluehost's own blog occasionally publishes security tips, as do many WordPress communities. Attending webinars or online courses can also keep your knowledge current without overwhelming you. So if you want to get started with Bluehost and get your Bluehost site secure, then go ahead and click the link down below in the description, which will bring you to this page right here. You can go ahead and scroll down, but before you do, you can notice right off the bat that it comes with a free SSL certificate included. So if we scroll down here, we can see the three different plans. There's the starter, the business, and the e-commerce essential plan. So with this starter plan, it's going to start at $379 per month on a 36-month term. You can create 10 websites. You get 10 gigabytes of storage. It's ideal for about 40,000 visits per month. It has AI site creation tools, a 30-day money-back guarantee, free domain for the first year, a free site migration tool, a free CDN, manage WordPress updates, global data centers, 24/7 chat support, but there is no phone support on this one. Now, as far as security goes, it has that free SSL, free malware scanning, a web application firewall, DDoS protection, and weekly website backups, which is pretty good for this. It also has WordPress staging site, which we talked about today, which is very helpful. And that's just a starter plan. So the business and e-commerce essentials get all that plus more. So go ahead and click the link down below in the description to get started with Bluehost. Securing your Bluehost website isn't a one-time task. It's an ongoing process of monitoring, updating, and adapting. The good news is that most of the steps are super straightforward and they don't require advanced technical skills. And by staying informed, you'll be ready to address new threats as they arise. So now that you know what it takes to secure your site, take a moment today to implement at least one of these tips. Your visitors and your peace of mind will thank you. If you want to get started with Bluehost, we've got that link for you down in the description below. This is an affiliate link, which means we earn a small commission when you use it at no extra cost to you. And these commissions really help support the channel and allow us to continue to create free content just like this. So if you end up using it, we thank you so much in advance. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss another video. Here on this channel, we make videos on how to create websites, explore different website builders, discuss domain names, and so much more, so be sure to subscribe. But other than that, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you here in the next video.